The place you remember the internet cafe?
Okay.
It was here. And now they changed it. And we're going to put in the gym this year. So we're going to have one here.
The students. Malaysia, Britain. Okay.
And tried to experience what it's like living and studying at the college. As I said first thing this morning, I've only been here since December. It feels like I've been here a lot longer. That's a positive thing because I think we've settled in so quickly. The very nature of this school is that everyone's made to feel very welcome very quickly. I think even our latest student, Jesus, has probably found that. We are a truly international school. And by that I mean that students come to us from every continent, most countries in the world we've had students from. I think that's a strength, because obviously students who come to stay with us are very seldom in the minority. So we have students from Russia, we have students from Europe, South America, China and the Far East. So when students come, there's always somebody who they can talk to, relate to and make friends with. I don't think personally I would want to be in the minority in a school, and that's something that we probably need to consider. The nature of this school is that it's truly international, so we are geared up towards students visiting us from many different countries. Hopefully you've got the impression it's a relatively small school, about 100 students, but that means that we know the students well, we can relate to the students, we know different students' needs, and we have very small class sizes as well here. In some of our science subjects it's 4 or 5 perhaps, particularly at A2 level. And the biggest class we've probably got at the moment is economics or business studies, which is probably 12, 14 students, so very small class sizes. You'll have seen the best accommodation. Hopefully you'll see the standard accommodation as well. And you can see where we are now with the best accommodation compared to where we've been previously with the standard accommodation, and I'm sure you'll agree that the best accommodation is superb, and I would suggest as good as any other college, certainly nationally probably. The most important thing though was to meet the students. I hope they've given you a general impression of what it's like to live here. They were relatively hand-picked for being keen and enthusiastic, but I think we could have picked any number of students this morning and they would have said the same thing really. It's a very interesting school this, because we have our full-time academic students, we have our full-time boarding language students as well, so we deliver international GCSE, AS levels, A2 levels and foundation programmes for university. We also do our intensive English courses during the academic year, and then round about June, second week in June, the whole college changes. Our full-time students go home and our language students arrive en masse for a very different experience, and that is the language school during the summer. English lessons during the morning, activities in the afternoon, art, drama, sport, and then social activities of an evening. And it's a slightly different environment because students are here to have a good time ultimately, but learn some English whilst they're here. And we can provide a good time for them because of the facilities. We are a little bit dependent on the English summer, which can be variable, but I think you'll see from the facilities we've got, we're not that dependent on the weather. So that's what the Abbey College, I think, is all about. Very small, not very small. I'm sure the bursar would say it's a big school because he runs the finance of the school, so there's a lot to run from that side. But I hope you've got that impression this morning of how closely knit the community is here, how good the students are. This is the second activity I've done. It's my first set of fan trips, and I was a bit apprehensive about putting the students out in front of agents, but I think they've done us proud, certainly yesterday and today, and it certainly served the purpose of you getting to know the students and therefore getting to know the college a little bit better.
Very good.